Looking at Wes Anderson's stunning filmography, we find that he often uses a few specific shot types that really capture our eye. He's a great filmmaker with an arsenal of compositional ideas that he's mastered in his 20 years of directing. From changing aspect ratios in the middle of the film, to the way he'll use the set to frame a character. But what I want to talk about is his use of what's called centralized framing. Looking at the way his composition uses symmetry to accentuate the middle of the frame, it really directs the audience to the subject of the composition. It's often combined with either a flat profile or one that doesn't particularly distinguish a character against their background because of the lack of depth of field within the frame. Or it does almost the opposite and uses a very shallow focus and creates symmetry in a person's face or whole body. Using centralized framing can be a great way to distinguish important shots from a typical two-shot or over-the-shoulder shot and found in a lot of other films. But this is something that Wes Anderson thrives with, often because of the unorthodox and comedic effect that it has on the audience. Even in a tracking shot with characters on the move, he is able to maintain the symmetry of a character within the frame. Now, while this is something that works well for comedy, it also works well to create tension and drama in scenes for thrillers and horrors. One director that uses centralized framing a lot for this effect is Stanley Kubrick. By putting the character centralized in the frame as a key point, without anything moving in the background, it's captivating to the audience, and by holding the shot it eventually becomes eerie and keeps the audience on edge.
But I can give you my complete assurance that my work will be back to normal. I've still got the greatest enthusiasm and confidence in the mission.
Stanley Kubrick would usually make it blatantly obvious that right in the middle of the frame is where you're supposed to look, in the film's most dramatic moments. Centralized framing is very versatile. It was used in Mad Max as a tool for keeping fast-paced action comprehensive. By putting the action in the middle of the frame, the audience doesn't have time to move their attention somewhere else, creating a smooth and less chaotic scene for the audience. Filmmaking isn't always black and white. It's something to be studied and experimented with before you can really understand its effect on the audience. And I think centralized framing is a prime example of this. Thank you all for taking your time out to watch this video. I would really appreciate it if you gave a rating to let me know what you thought, and if you liked it, you can subscribe to see more. My name is James Hayes, and thank you for watching.